An era of two legends is ending. Two wonderful captains who ruled the football pitches are nearing the end of their careers. Who do you think would come close to their legacy in the future? Can Mbappe do it? Will Mbappe be able to stay, if not at least close to his idol? Let's see. Although France lost the World Cup title to Argentina in the 2022 Qatar FIFA World Cup, Kylian Mbappe outperformed the entire match with a hat-trick goal. This led him to win the Golden Boot, even though they lost the match in the penalty shootout. Kylian Mbappe made a remarkable appearance on the pitch that night. With a king ending his era, we witnessed a prince starting his journey. It took 16 years for Lionel Messi to lift his first ever World Cup, but Kylian Mbappe lifted his first World Cup trophy in his debut on the France international team in the 2018 FIFA World Cup. And with this title, he has also gained the record for the second youngest player to lift the World Cup trophy at 18. Mbappe won the race for the Golden Boot at the FIFA World Cup 2022 as the French forward defeated Lionel Messi to finish the tournament as the top scorer. The 24-year-old surpassed Messi by scoring an astonishing hat-trick in the 2022 FIFA World Cup final. Lionel Messi's PSG teammate Mbappe scored 8 goals at the Qatar World Cup, while Mbappe was titled the winner of the Golden Boot Award. Argentina captain Messi won his second Golden Ball at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. The 35-year-old scored 7 goals and provided 3 assists in his World Cup winning drive for Argentina. The dismay on Kylian Mbappe's face as French President Emmanuel Macron tried to succor him after France's penalty shootout loss to Argentina following a roller coaster 3-3 draw said it all. Despite only the second hat-trick in FIFA World Cup final history, Kylian Mbappe and his French squad were on the wrong end of destiny in Lusail Stadium. Mbappe and his squad slashed their way back into the game 10 minutes from the end when it looked like Didier Deschamps' men were going down with a whale. An hour later, France had gone down, but with a supreme fight in which the Paris Saint-Germain striker had been an integral part of the game that night. First of all, Mbappe cast out his wraith from UEFA Euro 2020 when he missed the penalty in the French exit at the hands of Switzerland by scoring 3 times in total from the spot. 2 of the 3 penalties came during the wild 6 goals confronted over the final 120 minutes of what has been a highly action-packed World Cup, and the other came at the start of the Paramount shootout. But arguably most memorable of all from Kylian Mbappe was his superb finish inside the 100 seconds after his penalty, which made it 2-1 and debatably dragged the French level. In terms of an independent contribution from the Parisian suburb of Bondy, it is up there with the most magnificent exhibition in a final at such a high level. Ultimately, it was not enough in tandem, but that Mbappe could go one-on-one with Lionel Messi right up until the last was an attainment, especially given how things changed after the first 80 minutes at the iconic Lusail Stadium on Sunday, the 18th of December. Kylian Mbappe's World Cup numbers before the age of 24 are staggering, with 4 goals across the 2018 and 2022 finals, 8 knockout phase goals with a joint best total, and 12 goals. Not only was this shrill just the second in the World Cup finals history, but it was also the first time it had been done since England's Geoff Hurst in 1966. Kylian Mbappe is also in a deemed company in terms of those players who have scored 3 World Cup final goals or more alongside Hurst. Fellow Frenchman Zinedine Zidane, legendary Brazilian Pelé, and another samba star in Vava. In terms of Mbappe's total 8-goal haul in Qatar this season, it is the highest goal-scoring total at a World Cup since Ronaldo Nazario back in 2002, when he also scored 8 times. Based on a conventional estimate that Mbappe could play for at least the next 10 years, that should give him and his French team at least 2 more shots at honor and probably at 3, depending on his fitness and qualification. The inevitable sorrow that Mbappe will feel after his loss is penetrable. It might take a little while for him to get over it. Anyway, plenty of matches remaining to play with PSG in the UEFA Champions League will help, and the former AS Monaco striker should be proud that he already has 1 World Cup title imposed to his name. It has taken until near the end of Messi's international career to finally lift the World Cup with Argentina, while Mbappe will not have to deal with that extending pressure and expectation with each passing chance given his and France's 2018 success. Also, considering the number of young talents coming through the French ranks, their dominion potential remains intact. The one thing to keep in mind when breaking down Kylian Mbappe's numbers from the Qatar World Cup is that he did not score in 3 of the 7 games, with a cursory cameo in the defeat against Tunisia, once he qualified for the knockout stage, and emptiness against both England in the quarterfinals and Morocco in the semifinals. If he had scored a goal or 2 in any of those matches, we would be discussing an all-time individual record haul. Messi's behind-schedule success has been deserved, and he might still have plenty to offer at the top level. But Mbappe has shown the world, once more, that the new generation led by him is now ready to take over and dominate the pitch. Whatever happens next, this Frenchman's time as the unquestionable leading figure in football is here, and it promises to be as exciting and fascinating as Sunday's epic final at the 2022 FIFA Qatar World Cup. The 24-year-old PSG forward has won a Euro and a World Cup with the French international team, but has yet to win the UEFA Champions League at the club level. Kylian Mbappé, who left Morocco in 2018 to sign with Paris Saint-Germain, has only won the league title once and the Coupe de France with the Paris Saint-Germain during this time at the Parc des Princes. According to the DC United head coach and former Manchester United legendary player Wayne Rooney, Kylian Mbappé needs to leave PSG if he wishes to be the successor to Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, 2 legends who shared the same stage for almost 17 years and still counting. They have both dominated the soccer game for over a decade now. Wayne Rooney believes that the French international striker needs to switch teams if he entertains hopes of winning the Champions League or the Ballon d'Or. As reported by the media, Wayne Rooney stated that if Kylian Mbappé wants to reach the level of Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi, he needs to consider changing his club to a club like Real Madrid or Manchester United. He also added that Paris Saint-Germain is a massive club, but Kylian Mbappé has done everything he can in Ligue 1. Kylian Mbappé was, by all accounts, reported that he was to sign with Real Madrid last summer, but he decided to extend his contract with Paris Saint-Germain until 2025. With this new deal, the 24-year-old French forward is now earning nearly $91 million per season, and his goal is to give Paris Saint-Germain their first UEFA Champions League. The 24-year-old France star returned to training with Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday, just 3 days after the final match at the Qatar FIFA World Cup. Although he cast a despondent figure in the aftermath of France's loss against Argentina in the 2022 Qatar FIFA World Cup final, he was not late for the training session at the Paris Saint-Germain pitch. Despite Paris Saint-Germain giving their players 10 days off to re-energize from the World Cup matches, Kylian Mbappé was pictured at the French champions' training field. After the mind-blowing performances of the players we witnessed in the 2022 FIFA Qatar World Cup, there have been discussions and debates going on all over social media on how and why the French forward striker, the 24-year-old Kylian Mbappé, will be the next megastar in the history of football. Many fans and the public support these statements, and there are also people against these reports. Some of these non-supporters are raging at these statements with questions about how this player could be compared with legends like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Kylian Mbappe's performance at the 2022 FIFA Qatar World Cup is unexceptional. By winning the race against Lionel Messi for the Golden Boot with the highest goal ranking of 8 goals, Kylian Mbappé has showcased his potential in football. Undoubtedly, this French star will run the show for the next decade and be the next spotlight for the coming generation. So keeping aside all these records and goals, what do you think? Will Kylian Mbappé be the next Lionel Messi or the next Cristiano Ronaldo? Will he be able to conquer the next World Cup title, leading him to his second World Cup win? Comment down your points about supporting or not supporting this statement. Until then, au revoir.